Doug, we're all talking about improvisation, and those of you who knew Doug, Doug was one of my first students. I rented a studio full of rats and spider webs, and had a bunch of students in Midtown, and we actually did shows at Folk City. Oh, this is from Edinburgh, Scotland, by the way, and we performed at the festival in 1988. And I remember saying to Doug, just before they took that picture, Doug, whatever we do, let's not look like dorks. That was one of our few failures. Other than that, we were very successful together. But he went from being my student, my colleague, to my friend, to a fellow performer. And my God, the adventures. Joe, John, everybody here, Nancy, Tom. Everywhere from Scotland to San Francisco to the Bahamas to Dallas, too many times in Las Vegas, and of course here in New York. I don't know how many times we performed together, and you know, it was just amazing what Doug brought to everything that we did. And whenever I was with Doug, I always said to him, well, I must be in the right place at the right time, because you felt good. You always just felt good when Doug was there. But I'm going to let you in on a little evil. You know, Joe and I worked with Doug quite a bit, and I think one of the things that Joe really liked about Doug was that he was so easy to torture. And yeah, we were on one of these things. I don't know if we were in San Francisco or what, but the client rented a van for us because we had to go from the hotel to the convention center. We're doing a corporate gig. And it was a very nice van, and it had a lovely AM, FM stereo radio in the front. And Doug was driving, and Joe and I were in the back. There was a second set of controls in the back. So Doug gets in and goes, oh, it's radio. And he finds a really nice song and all that. So of course Joe reaches over and changes the channel. Doug's like, what's wrong with this thing? I go, just fix that. And Joe again changes the channel. What is wrong with this thing? And of course, Joe couldn't let it go. Doug, what are you doing? That was a good song. It's not me, Joe. It's radio. And of course, you know, I'm Mr. Innocent, sweet little man. What's Doug doing, Joe? He's ruining San Francisco. I don't know, Bill. It's not me, you guys. No. And the great thing about that was every time he caught us, he turned into Homer Simpson. Oh! Oh, guys. Oh, Percy, McLaughlin. Oh. But he forgave us. And I guess that, you know, that was the thing about Doug. We were I wouldn't have it. But yeah, he was just able to take whatever we did to him, and he was able to take life. And yes, he had his temper. Yeah, well, he could tell people off. And he could get us a flight if our flight was canceled. Okay, sir, you can have the next flight. You can fly it. Don't let your friend touch the radio. But there was just one thing I was thinking about with the loss of Doug is that you know, there are a lot of really terrible people in the world. They're evil, and it makes it difficult to be a human being. And then there's some good people, really good people. And Doug was at the top of that list. And that's a very, very difficult weight to lose. He balanced things. And we know that. I mean, his generosity, his compassion, his kindness, his sincerity, his honesty, it was real. He meant who he was. And there's children out here who, they didn't know him as their parents' friend. They knew him as their friend. Because he meant everything he said. How are you? No, really, how are you? How are you doing? And if you had good news, he really was happy. And if something was sad, he really was. He meant that. And that's a lot. That's a lot to lose. And I was just thinking, we have to do something. We have to compensate in some way. That's tremendous loss of balance in the universe. And to pick up on what John was saying, I think we all have to pick up our game a little. Because across everything I just mentioned, with his compassion, his honesty, his truth, his generosity, the charity, the things that he put out there. I know that we're all good people because you were Doug's friend. I can make that assumption very safely. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind that everybody here is a good person. But I think we do have to lift it a little bit for him. And for us, really. He doesn't need us anymore. We need each other. And if we do that, we will truly honor him. Not just with nice words, we'll truly honor him. And in a way, he'll always still be with us. And that's what I want. So, thank you.